Remember when you were a young child and you were handed your first shape sorter as a toy? It might have been a lovely wooden one. You had to fit a three-dimensional shape into a corresponding hole on the sorter. The catch was you had to find out which shape would fit into which hole. You would struggle and start by picking up the triangle and try to fit it into the circular hole. That wouldn't work. And then the square hole, and it wouldn't fit. And it's not working. Your innocent spirit would try to negotiate it, but after a while, you would move on to a different shape on the container until you were rewarded with that beautiful clicking sound. Ta-da! It fits! I'm a genius, you would think. Let's do this again. Now, don't be surprised by what I'm about to say, because I'm going to compare this beautiful childhood memory with a modern-day organization dilemma. How to bring your values to life. Come with me on this journey in your imagination. Let's go back to Any Organization Anywhere, LLC. And let's imagine now that every department is represented by a shape, because the work done in every department differs, so they can't all be the same shape. The finance department does completely different work from marketing, legal, procurement, and HR, right? Of course, that's so obvious. So every department naturally has a shape. And in their department, they have a notice board made out of wood with the perfect hole in it corresponding to their department shape, as a reminder of the work they do. One fine day, the CEO decides to introduce a new value. This value must drive the organization culture and become synonymous with the brand. Let's call this value a triangle. He or she then broadcasts this value to the organization and distributes thousands of triangles to be implemented in every department in the organization. The departments receive the value triangle with delight as they are eager to do well. They rush to their notice board to insert the value shape into their respective boards so it can be fully integrated into their daily work. But then, disaster strikes. They find that the triangle value does not fit into their board. They look at each other, confused, shrug their shoulders and say, "This value doesn't fit here. How are we supposed to integrate and implement this?" No answer. They ask their manager, but he or she is too busy writing reports and attending meetings to respond. So what do we do? They ask, distraught. Just leave it there. We'll deal with it later. This happens in every department across any organization, except for the one department that actually has a triangle as its department shape. And so the triangle value is left sitting on a shelf and gathering dust while the workers go back to their work exactly the same way they used to. So the values do not become a part of the organization culture. And that actually makes sense when you consider research identifies poor communication as 86% of the reason why strategy is not translated into action. In other words, trying to fit a triangle into a circle shape. So, what should actually happen? Well, the department heads should actually work with their teams to translate the values into the relevant department work so that it informs the policies, processes, language, and operating model. In other words, they should adapt the triangle to suit the work done in that department. That way, the value becomes truly embedded in the day-to-day work. Suddenly, everything started to change at Any Organization Anywhere, LLC. The department heads took the triangle value, dusted it off, called for meetings with their team, and started to really ask themselves how the triangle would change the way they do things. Oh, this is the value, and this is what it means in our work. Well then, we better stop doing this, start doing that, and continue doing the other. The employees evaluate their processes, policies, and actions and decide whether they fit into the CEO's desired culture. And now is where the real journey of value integration and culture building begins. Bensuda Consulting.